Near My God to Thee. So we found this. We were looking for different music to play, and there was an Irish jig that they played on Titanic, the movie, and then this came up because this was the last song they played on Titanic as it was going down. And the reason they played that is because in 1906, 6 years before the Titanic sank, the Valencia sank, and that was off the East Coast. It hit a reef, and it came off, and water was pouring in, so they reefed it again, put it back up on the reef so it wouldn't sink. And the lifeboats all capsized and nobody could get off, and so the men jumped in the lifeboats and started rowing off, and the women and the children, there are 109 women and children, they climbed up on the mast and they tied the children to the mast so that the waves wouldn't go over and wash them overboard. And the women were hanging up in the ropes up on there too. And as the men were paddling away in their boats, they were singing, the men reported that the women were singing, Near My God. They knew they were all going to die. And so from that point on, it became a very cultural thing in America. That was the last song that was played on the Valencia. So the band members on Titanic, actually, the leader of the band said when he dies, that's a song he would like played at his funeral. And as it happened, he was able to play that. Nobody in the band survived, and they were sent up to play to keep everybody's spirits up. But then, as it turned out, they all knew that they were going to die. They started playing Near My God to Thee, and that was the last song played on the Titanic. And we'll start off tonight. Samuel starts off on his own. It's very difficult to start off with a solo. He'll be all by himself out in the middle of the ocean, and then Adam will come in. It's very neat to see Adam joining this year, and he'll be accompanying Sam. It'll be a good thing to listen. Just the two of them will play, and then it'll just be the Farley Five after that. As Rachel comes in, we didn't have enough children to have a viola player, but Rachel will cover on the cello. And Jonathan will be on the piano, and Lucy on the second violin. And then when Sam finishes the first verse through, then Rachel will play her verse. Then Karen will come in and play hers, and her nerves give her violin a beautiful vibrato as she performs. This is not her cup of tea. And then Rachel will come back in again to play a more spirited version where she adds some extra notes in, and it sounds very lively. And then Karen comes in, interrupts her in the middle of her piece to bring in the first violin, which is very difficult to find, and so that's why we had to convince her to play with us. And then Sam comes and brings everything back down the way he brought it in to introduce the piece. So we'll go ahead and we'll begin.